Here we have the inside of the Elddis Supreme 515. If we firstly come to the main control panel, we can turn the 12 volt on just here. As soon as we do this, it will show us the voltage of the leisure battery up here. Above the master switch, we then have the main switch for all of the internal lights. These can then all be individually turned on and off on their own switches. After that, we have the water pump. Whenever the water pump is actually running, so if we just open a tab, the red light will illuminate to let you know it's in operation. And then lastly, we have awning light on, awning light off. This little socket just above is for the alarm. If the alarm is going off and it cannot be disarmed via the fob, on both sets of keys you have this little device here. Just literally plug it in and it will then disarm the alarm. If we now come to the front of the caravan and we remove the cushions just here, you will see now that we have the space heater itself and the gas isolation tap for the space heater. This is in the on position and it can stay like this, exactly the same as all the other gas taps inside the caravan. I always say, if you do smell gas, go to the source and turn the gas bottle off. If we now move across, we will then have the location for the whale boiler. Again, gas isolation tap is just here for that. To drain the boiler down for travel and winterization, it's all just done on this little yellow lever just here. So firstly, make sure that the water pump is turned off, and then all we need to do is just come to this yellow lever just here and flap it up like so. This will then drain all the water out of the boiler. To refill it, snap it across like it is now, fill up the aqua roll, drop the submersible into the aqua roll, turn the water pump on, and then it will commence refilling it back up again. When fully winterizing the caravan, I always suggest that you also open up all of the taps within the van. This will release the airlocks, helping it to drain off. If we now come across to the other bench seat and we now open the hatch, we have the location of the consumer unit. So along the top here we have all the main strips. So we have all the individual MCBs just here and they're all labelled up, and then we have the main RCD and the test button just here. So if something's not working on main supply, just come to this point here to see whether or not you've tripped inside the van. Below that we then have all the 12 volt fuses, and again they're all labelled up. So if something's not working on 12 volt, just check to see whether or not you've popped a fuse for this. Beside it is just the box for the alarm. The television aerial is located just here. All we need to do is just make sure that it's on, and then it's just a matter of plugging your television in here, whether you're running a 12 volt TV or a mains one, and then popping in the aerial fly lead. There is one here, and then if we move to the rear of the caravan, we have another set of sockets just here. Also located with the television aerial is the head unit, on and off on the button that says SRC. You'll see that this has USB connectivity and auxiliary, volume control just here, CD in here, eject here. To access its menu, just press the volume button in and then rotate, and then if you wish to change anything again, just click to go in. This button here allows you to return back out of the menu. Nice quick equalizer just here. And you can change from AM and FM on this band button here. To turn back off again, just hold the SRC button in. Beneath this we then have the controls for the whale water heater and heating. For the water heater we have two switches here and here. If we want to heat hot water on gas, all we do is make sure the gas bottle's turned on and then flick the switch down to the little picture of the flame. Once the boiler has lit, a green light will appear to let you know. If it fails to light, a red light will begin blinking at you to let you know it's failed. If we now turn back off again, and we now come across to the other side, you'll see that this one is a rocker switch, and at the moment we're in the off position. Wavy lines represent main supply. If I push it up, we're heating hot water using about 1 kilowatt, and if I flick it down, about 2 kilowatts, so just dependent on the amperage of the site you're on. If you arrive on site and it's extremely cold outside and you want hot water very quickly, and you do have both power sources available to you, what you can do is use a combination and it will give you virtually instant hot water. We're only talking a few minutes before it's quite warm already, and again the green light will come on once the boiler is lit, or the red light will flash to let you know it's failed. You will also get a red flashing light if it fails to light on main supply. Depending on how many blinks there are, depicts the problem, and once you've rectified the problem you will need to then reset the control panel. If it's an electrical problem, what you need to do is just rotate like so until it goes to off, and if it's a gas problem, just literally flick it on and off until the red light goes out on this side. As you saw when we were lighting it on gas, the green light was going out a few times. This is basically because I've just connected a new gas bottle and there's a little bit of air in the system, so it will try a few times before it fails. As you can see now, we have a solid green light, so all the air's out of the system and it's running perfectly fine. If we now drop to the lower one just here, this one is for the heating. So we have temperature control just here, and then we have power source selection just here. At the moment the heating is off. If I now flick it once across to the left, again wavy lines is mains electricity, and we're now using about 500 watts. Two wavy lines about 1 kilowatt, and three wavy lines about 2 kilowatts. So again, just dependent on the amperage of the site you're on. If we now go back to off, if it's a hot day and you just want the air circulated, you can put it onto the circulation fan just here. If you need to run the heating just on gas, turn it to the flame, and again, once it's lit, the green light will appear, and if there's a problem in any shape or form, exactly the same as the boiler, the red light will begin to flash, and how it flashes again depicts the error. And again, once you think you've rectified the problem, you just need to turn it on and off. And again, you have to be quite aggressive with this. Flick it from side to side to side to side quite a few times until the red light goes back out again. There we go. As you can now see, both are now happily running on gas. If we now go back to off again, the last setting just down here again, similar to running the boiler on both power sources, is dual fuel again. So on an extremely cold day, you can run using main supply at 1 kilowatt and gas. Okay, if we now move to the Dometic fridge, on and off just here. At the moment we're running on main supply with a little picture of the 2-pin plug just here. If we don't have main supply, we can run the fridge on gas. Again, exactly the same as the heating and the hot water, these units will automatically ignite themselves. And then the last setting just here is 12 volt maintain for when we're towing it. So if we press this one at the moment, it's going to beep at us and we're going to get a red flashing light just here, just to let you know it's failed. Reason being is we're not connected up to a tow vehicle. This is the noise that you will get if you've tried to light it on gas and it's failed, or if you're trying to run it on main supply and you don't have mains connected. Temperature control just here. And then this button here works as a gas reset. So again, if it's tried to light itself but there may be a bit of air in the system and it's failed, you can press this button here and it will then attempt to light itself again. Door opens just here. And we have a removable freezer box. So tucked just underneath here we have 2 clips. And we can slide the whole compartment out and turn it into one large fridge. Wardrobe just here. We then have the hob, so we have one electric hot plate just here. Operates here and the red light comes on to let you know it's in operation. Everything else is gas and it's a matter of pushing in, twisting round and then pressing the igniter just down here. Beneath that we then have the oven and grill. So for the grill, again, push in, twist, and then push the igniter. And then the oven. Beneath the oven again you'll find more gas isolation taps for the oven, the hob and the fridge. Microwave just sits above. It's always advisable, as it says just here, to make sure that everything is removed for travel. You have quick start and stop just here, and then you have all the normal power settings, etc. just here. Isolator switch for it just here. Above my head just here is the Omnivent fan. To operate this, firstly raise the roof vent, and then middle button turns the unit on, and then we have arrows out for extraction and arrows in for cooling. Variable fan speed just by pressing. And then make sure that all roof vents are closed for travel. If we now come to the washroom, we have the basin just here, and then the shower just here. Thetford toilet, the bowl swivels to open to the cassette. Just slide the grey lever across just here. Push the flush on the blue button. Level indicator just here to let you know when it needs emptying. And then close back up again just here. If this has been left open and you try to remove the cassette from the outside, it will not come out. So if you do feel resistance, just make sure nobody's left it open. Above my head just here is the PIR sensor for the alarm. It's advisable to just press it from time to time to make sure that it is operational. It does require batteries. And also make sure that you are checking the carbon monoxide alarm and the smoke alarm. As we now come to the rear of the caravan, we have the two bench seats, storage beneath both. And you can gain access either by flapping down the fronts or by removing the cushions and lifting completely up.